Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Basic Blokes. I'm Dom,
I'm Eric.
and today we are on the vein of a bit of a hot potato topic that's coming on. Mr. Cody
Mm.
Sanchez has put his foot proverbially right into it with the older gamer community. You were the first person to discover this TikTok, so just give us a high level view of what happened.
Okay, I was just browsing through some content and I saw he was in my FYP page, the Cody video, where he was basically stating he had a filter of himself being older while discussing that, oh, if I looked like this, I don't think no one would want to watch me. Now I know he's which and the filter was being an older person. I didn't really particularly think it was that bad. I don't know why he was going on about this issue about being older. But it struck a nerve with me because, hey, I'm old. I got grays. I got wrinkles. Why is this an issue? Why does he feel that he was basically saying there's a shelf life on content creating if you are getting old. That was his hot take about himself. So what are you saying? But what took me by surprise is that he's basically saying that you should only do this while you're young. And I was like, no, I'm annoyed by this video. So then I did a stitch with it. And then I noticed in a few days later, everyone's doing a stitch to this video. So I think he's really struck a nerve with the older community who are gamers and who are streamers and content creators. It shouldn't matter how old you are. And honestly, we was just discussing before we did the podcast. If you're getting old streaming, your community's getting old with you, watching you. We were just saying beforehand, look at all the famous rock bands that are still rocking out in their 70s, nearly 80-year-olds like the Rolling Stones, and they still have hundreds of millions of fans. So content creation should be any different. We're going to just level up even more and our community will grow old with us. And if you still love what you're doing, it doesn't matter what age you are. If you're 60, 70 years old and you still love playing games, you love creating content, you should be able to do it. So bad boy, Cody. Bad boy.
Yeah, there's a
What is
lot.
your hot take on this, Tom?
There's a lot to. There's a huge amount to break down here. There's the whole piece about
Yeah.
content creation. Is it an older person's game now, actually? If you actually have a look at some of the biggest rising
It is.
stars on Twitch and socials and
Mm,
stuff, and even TikTok, they are
mm,
older gamers. They are people who have retired and want to play some games. And
yeah.
because they've got a whole wealth of stories, they've got a whole wealth of life experience, they're easy to talk
Yeah.
to. They're some of the most mature people that you will come across. It's what isn't great about that. And
Yeah.
this is, I think, entertainment going into kind of people's middle ages, their older still now is like we are at the infancy of it because we've got multi-generational gamers now, but now with the
Mm,
mainstream like content being as easy as it is, we're beginning to see what is the market like for older gamers. Now, that video was interesting for me for a number of reasons. One, I think the video says more about him than it does the older gamer community because from the video it was clear that the important thing for him was his
yeah.
looks. How he looks is like
Yeah.
how he measures the weight of his success on streamers, which is interesting
Yeah.
because if we look at like success or reasons for success on streaming media platforms for males, how someone looks is
Hmm.
actually probably right at the very bottom of
Mm,
why people do well. There have been
yeah.
adult entertainers, there have been bodybuilders, there have been models, but they
Yeah.
they aren't successful because of the way they look. They're successful because of the way that they entertain people.
The,
If we look
the
at some
content.
of
Yeah.
the most successful people on Twitch, for example, it's not because they are like super hot, right? Look at, for example, Tim the Tap Man, right? Not a super attractive guy, but
Yeah.
incredibly
He's a
funny
bald,
and
aging
entertaining.
dude with tattoos and he's into yeah, yeah.
And it's
Exactly. Even Ninja too. Ninja's getting up there. He's in his mid-30s now. He's getting there. He's on everything and still people watch him. Grandpa, I've been watching him on TikTok. He's a war veteran in the Navy. He's 71 years old and he's playing like Battlefield and he had like 1,300 people watching him. Great dude. I've been watching his and he's just sitting there playing games, just chatting with people. And I don't think he's going to quit anytime soon.
yeah, I think it is. I think I think the video was. I think the idea was to go in one direction, but has managed to like offend
Yeah,
everyone.
I think he didn't realize the can of worms that he opened up about this, because I looked at the video and I understand what it's his personal take on how he feels about himself getting older. I get that. But the problem is you're also saying, hey, there's an age limit or there's a shelf life for your content if you're feeling you're going to get old and haggard. But it shouldn't be about looks. It shouldn't be about your age. It shouldn't be about being vain about stuff. We all get old. It should be about how you generate your content, how good your content, not about the way you look or how old you feel.
Yeah,
All
it's the
stupid.
shifting scale. As you get older, the
Yeah.
community that goes with you will get older, and I
It could be
expect
exactly.
their
You're gonna
taste will
have older
change.
viewers.
Yeah, you'll end up with
Exactly.
more people who understand what you go for. Okay, if your
Mm.
market, let's say, if your market is nothing but Harris Heller fans who want the young faced, slick back hair and the glowy lights in the background
Lots
and
of hair
playing
care
the
products in
guitar,
there.
yeah, then
Yeah,
I could
yeah, yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Then I could understand that yes, maybe
Mhm.
your that audience won't necessarily want to watch you do that when you're older, but nonetheless, there will be
Yeah.
people who will enjoy that
Mhm.
content. And guess here's the thing, right? If you
Mm.
demonize yourself for getting older and make other people feel
Mhm.
bad for it, when you are older, people won't want to watch you. They will just remember you
Yeah.
for being the guy who was, oh yeah, older people don't want to watch older people because they're ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There's no beauty in aging. I think that's the problem too, is, there's this really stigma with aging. A lot of people think age means ugliness. It shouldn't mean that at all. Your maturity. There's a lot of older people out there who look great for their age, you know what I mean? And so
Hmm.
it shouldn't be that this nastiness towards aging. We should just enjoy the process. And not only like that, so when you said before about him like doing the Harris Heller, whatever you want to do, but I think when you get older, your content will change too. What things you want to project, what things you want to show as well. So as you get older, you might not want to do that same stuff you was doing 10, 15 years ago. You might change what you want to do as well. So with your community, as you get older, things change in your life. Things you liked before might be different. Yeah.
Yeah, I think stripping everything away, it was just a video that was not very thought out. And this is why
Yeah.
you should have a
I
media team. Stop you from
exactly.
getting stupid.
Immediate, yeah. But look, but that's the point. But that's the internet too. Like you're going to post, project a video out where you have your own interpretation of it, but other people are going to read that video and have their own interpretations of it. It happens to us. Like we do tidbits on our podcast, and people have their own views and opinions on what we're trying to project and what we're trying to say. So some people will agree with you, some people will disagree with you. This is the internet, and don't act like a baby when people you say, "Oh no, I wasn't trying to say that." Blah blah blah. Own it. Just say, "This is what I was saying." All right, if you don't like it, fine.
Yeah, I think that's a great point to remember that if you make an
Mm.
opinion, I think as long as you are not offended, you're not racist. I suppose we
Mhm.
could call this it's a bit ageist, really, but stick to your
Ageism,
guns.
yeah, ageist.
Yeah,
Yeah, stick to your guns. Like, if this is something that you was going for, and you was trying to project something, don't turn it over and project yourself as the victim here. This is something you was trying to state. If you think people are gonna misinterpret it, then try maybe explain it a bit better in another video. Do another video to it. Tell us, Cody, what did you actually mean?
yeah,
Why are you upsetting the older people around here? I'm gonna get my walking stick to your young hiney.
indeed. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on this, let us know in the chat. I'll link the video in the comments. But until then, have a great week, everyone, and we'll be back with more Basic Bloke soon.
Bye.